Fans of Jay, I apologize in advance for my strong opinion, which I will share with you in this video. To be honest, I'm a little sad to even be making this video because I've been thinking about this for a few weeks. I think it's time that we talk about it publicly because we have a great community here on the Russell Star YouTube channel, and I enjoy interacting with you all in the comments. I also think that it's time that we all just admit it and come out and say it. Hopefully, by putting it out there, something will change for Jey Uso. After all, he's undeniably popular among the WWE, but his own father Rishi has come out and criticized the company. I have taken issue with WWE and the base. They have taken issue with this company's booking of Jey Uso. I now realize that he has recently participated in the Intercontinental competition, which is excellent for him. Jey Uso is a guy that we have literally seen grow up and are in front of our eyes over the last decade, starting out as a young pup on the main roster, working down in FTW, then going to Raw, not having a clear direction of where he wanted to go with his brother Jimmy Uso as part of the Usos. Does anyone remember the pairing with Tamina Snuka? Do y'all remember that they finally started to found their groove, I believe, in 2016? 2017, in that era when they finally went heel and they got a little bit of an edge to each other, starting to dress in all black. They changed up there. Look, that's really when the Usos took off, in my opinion, because before then there were just a bunch of baby faces who had colorful attire, and they put on really good matches, right, but there was no substance, there was no connection to them outside of, oh, they're going to have a great match with the New Day, or oh, they're going to have a great match with so and then we've started to see them really blossom and come into their own. They obviously get paired with the Bloodline, and is part of the Bloodline storyline with Roman Reigns and Jose since splitting away from his brother, the Bloodline, last year. He's taken off, but fortunately, though the company has not always used him correctly, I've publicly called out WWE for the way that they booked this man. It's outrageous in a lot of ways. His own father has said, "Son, if there's nothing on TV for you, or if the creative is subpar, don't show up." He even remarked, WWE, they're not the only business in town. You could go somewhere else, but I'm not sure if I would go that far anymore. I also don't know anything about that. This is what we have to acknowledge. It's pretty clear, in my opinion, and I believe that everyone has to accept that Jey Uso is not a main event talent and that the WWE will not crown him a world champion. Well, give that some thought for a moment. Jey Uso, a guy that he moves numbers, he moves merchandise numbers, he is your hottest mare seller when he's on television, he moves ratings, social media engagement goes up when WWE shares clips of him, yet they have not gone with him in big moment he's been in world championship matches. I think ironically earlier this year at Backlash, him working Damian Priest, they don't put the world title line, they don't even protect him in that match. Think about that match for a minute. So you had Damon Priest, he was a heel champion, and they were doing a tweener storyline with the Judgment Day. Would Damon Priest finally split away Judge with Day helps him win the match? They do not. They protect JSO in that sense, but then after the match they have Judgment, they beat him down and Dan Bree stops him, and then all the heat goes right back onto him and everyone is like, oh, Jey Uso got beat, and it's like, no, we don't forget that they tried to protect him, but why are you not protecting this man even further? Why not have him get dismantled after the match? Why are you doing that? Right, you examine the bank's cash. Another chance to position him as the star of the show. You make him win the Bay briefcase's cash. He wears it for a full year. For now, up to. How do you proceed? It's on Drew McIntyre, right? Drew McIntyre, however, required that victory in order to be temporarily humiliated by CM Punk's. It was warm enough for them. It wasn't necessary for you. The previous month, during his own championship battle, Larley Pot had betrayed him. Why do we not offer Jey Uso an opportunity? He has, in fact, been pursuing an Intercontinental title. Therefore it's a secondary title. Gunther, however, turned the championship into the main event. Was it just Gunther? Or did he also? Guys don't make titles. Titles make guys. Props are used for titles. I regret to inform you that Gunther is currently the global champion. Just to clarify, G was the world champion in NXT UK. He was also a big star in NXT, but he honestly kind of blew it there. They had to remove him from NXT because they couldn't believe how much he had revolutionized the IC title. Because Gunther is on BR Breaker, the IC Championship was a high title. However, it is still a secondary title. The world title is more significant, which is why G gets on last. I don't understand this. They're going to award him the title of Intercontinental Champion. Is it sufficient for your best-selling drawing merchandise? Is that the justification for one of your largest baby faces? Would you have placed the IC Championship on Steve Austin rather than the WWE Championship if he had caught fire in 1998? The important question is, what are we doing? What are we doing? If I'm right, I'm going to turn this guy into a main event star and world champion pretty soon. I know that Gare recently emerged victorious from SummerSlam. By year's end, I'm going to crown Jay the world champion. I don't care if he wins this Intercontinental title tournament, makes him a better man, or if people finally acknowledge that the WWE doesn't see him as a main event guy. I don't think they're going to do that. I also don't think they're going to crown him the champion this year or the following year. I don't know if he will ever be the champion of the world. One thing I can assure you of is that he will never be a major event guy, a Gunther, a Cody Rhodes, or a Roman Reigns. You can move on because he will never be a Randy Orton or John Cena, Rollins, Seth CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. You can go down the line, go through the list. People, I can assure you that they don't think this guy is real, and that's terrible. I'm a guy named James. I honestly started crying at the beginning of this video because I was so obsessed with this guy's career, but I tried not to cry too much. It's time to face it head on, and it stinks. I really hope I'm mistaken. I really hope I'm mistaken. I'm hoping that Jey Uso becomes a world champion in actuality, although I don't think it will happen. I hope WWE changes their mind about Jey Uso and makes him a major event star. Let's wait and watch how this year ends. He'll probably be thrown back into the Bloodline narrative, teaming up with Jimmy and Roman Reigns to oppose the new Bloodline. I anticipate that we will quickly ascertain whether or not I'm correct. But I tried not to cry too much. It's time to face it head on, and it stinks. I really hope I'm mistaken. I really hope I'm mistaken. I'm hoping that Jey Uso becomes a world champion in actuality, although I don't think it will happen. I hope WWE changes their mind about Jey Uso and makes him a major event star. Let's wait and watch how this year ends. He'll probably be thrown back into the Bloodline narrative, teaming up with Jimmy and Roman Reigns to oppose the new Bloodline. I anticipate that we will quickly ascertain whether or not I'm correct.